What's up? I'm Sam.
I'm Ollie.
We're in the band Flash Guns, and we're here in the Lexington, having some drinks, just chilling out in these nice, comfortable chairs. And you're watching Pop in TV. Whenever we played in Berlin, obviously, you know, the center of culture in Germany, one might say, it's been a huge show for us, and like, you know, it's easy to sell it out, and people there really, you know, support our music and come down to the shows and stuff. In other towns, you have similar reactions. Like in Dresden, for instance, people are really into us. And
Heidelberg.
Heidelberg, yeah, it's a beautiful place, and it's fantastic to be able. Like, we've been to so many cities in Germany where, you know, probably someone as a tourist would never go. So yeah, it's been a real treat, and it's like being on holiday basically, you know, but at the same time playing great shows and meeting new people and stuff like that. So yeah, it's really cool. Like, I think everyone who is informed at the moment probably knows that the music industry is going through like a weird time, like a weird period. And obviously London being one of the centers of music in the world, you know, that is bound to affect, you know, bands and, you know, new groups. You can't help but be affected by that, like, gravity in London. I love pubs in a kind of like old English kind of fashion.
A good garden is always a good sign of a pub, but this one doesn't have it. But
it's all right. Yeah, no, a nice little drinking garden is always fun. But there are great venues as well, like XOYO have recently had like a run of really great bands playing there and stuff like that. Plastic People. Yeah, there's just cool places, but you know, you almost feel a bit embarrassed to say that these are places that you like to go, because it's like they're so, you know, hip or whatever, but it's just where they put the best music on and where people want to come and play and things like that. Obviously, you know, you have like certain cliches of like Berlin techno or like heavy metal and stuff like that, so they obviously do that very well, but I would like to see a band from Germany that really come out and are like, really break some ice, because I think people have a really good approach to music.
Berlin beeinflusst unsere Ton insoweit, dass wir hören auch ganz viel elektronische Musik kommt aus Berlin. Es gibt so eine riesen Techno-Szene, das hat uns auf jeden Fall sehr beeinflusst. Wir sind aber auch sehr beeinflusst von die ältere Sachen, die aus Deutschland kommen, so wie Kraftwerk oder DAF oder so. Da ist die Miete billig, wir können uns auch so unsere kreative Sachen dann konzentrieren, ohne wirklich ganz viel daneben zu arbeiten oder was auch immer. Ich glaube, in Berlin, was ich am meisten in Berlin verbinde oder mag, ist dieses Sommergefühl, was man da ja natürlich im Sommer hat und so weiter. Dieses Sommer nicht so, aber Sommer in Berlin ist wie keine andere Stadt. Und mag Leute, ich mag den Drang, dieser Druck, was zu machen. In Berlin gibt es halt diese total so, ich kann es nicht wirklich beschreiben, aber es kommst von London nach Berlin. So. Und so zum Beispiel in Berlin gibt es Sachen, wo ich mir denke, wenn die das in London hätten, würden die London sich total freuen. Zum Beispiel die Türen in der U-Bahn in Berlin gehen schon auf, während der Zug sich noch bewegt. Es ist noch nicht gehalten. Da würde sich so total in London freuen, weil die sich denken, so 3 Sekunden gespart. Geil. Da bin ich rausgekommen aus der U-Bahn zu früh. Ich habe das Gefühl, auch in Berlin sind die Rolltreppen langsamer. Es ist einfach alles sehr langsam und sehr so in Berlin. Was auch gut ist, wenn man viel macht, weil dann schafft man ganz viel. Es gibt auf jeden Fall definitiv nächstes Jahr Live-Pläne für London. Das wäre der nächste Schritt. Dieses Tour dieses Jahr ist sehr gut gelaufen für unser Album Summer, was gerade rauskam in Oktober. Wir haben im September mit Friendly Fires getourt, dann hatten wir unsere eigene Tour Oktober, November. Das ist sehr gut gelaufen und nächstes Jahr werden wir dann außerhalb von Deutschland gehen und wir spielen Holland, Schweiz, Österreich schon und Italien. Und ich glaube, das kommt viel mehr dazu.
I write for The Enemy and Fly, various other music magazines. People put a lot of negative connotations, like it's a bad thing, but I don't think it's a bad thing. Like I think it's more kind of, I don't know, not necessarily a place, although I guess they kind of generally tend to emerge from like, you know, a group of people that are obviously kind of related in some way, kind of doing something which then becomes bigger than itself. But, you know, like, I think kind of when you try and group, like everyone always gets, journalists especially, always get really kind of like lambasted for trying to say that this band is like ever more ridiculous names. Like some of the groups that people were coming out with last year when it was like, oh, this is, what was it, like shit gaze and, you know, witch house and all that stuff. And just like, what does that even mean? Like these words just don't mean anything. I distinctly remember sitting in a meeting one day and trying to just decide, oh, what's the term we've decided? DOS pop. Is DOS pop an actual term, or is this just something that we've invented that doesn't actually mean anything? Which I think was the conclusion. I like to live in Berlin. That's the only place that I've ever been where I've kind of instantly warmed to it in the same way. Like there's something about that that's kind of really like, I don't know, it's kind of like artily bleak, if that makes sense. Like I kind of like wandering around with your collar up and a drink of bag, coffee and stuff. Like it's nice, kind of. Everything just seems really, I don't know how to describe it. Like it kind of seems more naturally artistic than most places. Like it doesn't seem like it's forced at all. Like everything's, there's loads of kind of graffiti, but in like a really nice way. Maybe I just went to a really nice park. I don't know. That's the only place I've visited that I would want to live. There's venues everywhere, there's like galleries and pop-up things and everything, like everywhere. So yeah, definitely it's kind of, you know, I only ever wanted to move to London. I came to uni, like I chose my uni because it was in London rather than because it did the best course.
Okay, so you wanted to move to London because of the possibility that offers you?
I think just because like I used to spend all the money that I own coming to London to come and see things. Like, you know, I wanted to be somewhere where I could go and see a band every day if I wanted to. Like, there's very few places, just, you know, in terms of size and scale and that kind of thing, where there's like as much going on. You know, you can go out and see something that's actually good every night, and that's, you know, amazing.
I'm so bored of suburbia. I'm so bored of suburbia. Bored of these cars that go for miles and miles. I'm so bored of suburbia. I'm so bored of suburbia. I'm so bored of suburbia. But the districts that lay next to towns are real lives. Life gets harder.
We have a direct line with Berlin, so customers can call up Berlin directly, ask for advice. We've also got a tech support camera, so when they call up, Berlin can actually see what the customers are doing here to give them advice, and it's really popular.
Ja, hallo zusammen, ich bin Nils von Blackbox und wir zeigen euch heute unseren Proberaum, unseren neuen Proberaum in Krefeld. Bist du dabei?
Mein Lieber, Tag zusammen.
Hi, komm rein. Kommt rein. Ja, und hier ist dann unser neuer Proberaum sozusagen. Wenn man hier mal sich umguckt, das hat so ein bisschen diesen Batik Flower Power 70s Charme. Auch geruchlich, das kriegt ihr jetzt nicht mit. Aber wir finden ihn trotzdem sehr schön, er ist größer und wir können hier auf jeden Fall... Hi, grüß.
Hey, das ist unser Proberaum.
Das ist unser Proberaum. Lass uns das normal machen. Das ist
Moin.
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 Also, was gibt's noch zu erzählen? Wir haben uns 2006 oder 2007, das ist nicht ganz verbrieft, haben wir uns gegründet. In St. Tönis. Silvester war es, ne?
I would shelling my ladder, I could turn to Lucifer, come back inside her, and you all up in the heat. The dark and bob seems real. You pay.